Hey, how's it going, guys? My name's Preston, and me and my family have Rich Hill Farms in the mountains of North Carolina. Kind of right where Tennessee, Virginia, and North Carolina all meet, right there in the corner. My family's been here an awful long time, but in the past year, we've lost some of our family members, and my dad was kind of the leader who kind of told us all what to do and when to do it, and unfortunately we lost him in February. And so I've been kind of going down a new journey with me and my sister and my brother-in-law and my wife, and making some changes that we think are necessary. And I'm wanting to kind of document those changes, not necessarily for the internet to know, but for our future generations to know. I've often grown up hearing stories from my father and my grandfather and my uncle about, the way things were whenever they were growing up here, and when they did such and such project, and when this fence was built, and when this barn was built, and things of that nature. So I'm wanting to kind of video some of this stuff that we've got going on here. So, 20 years down the road, if I'm no longer here, my nephew or my niece, or hopefully one day a kid of my own, will be able to, look back and see, maybe they've got a question where a water line's buried, or where a power line is buried, or when did you put in these drinkers, or when did you get such and such bull, or whatever the case may be. Hopefully they don't find themselves as clueless as I am. I've grown up around this place and been working here my entire life, but whenever your leader, I guess you could call him, whenever Dad passed, even though I've been here my entire life, I've just had this feeling of complete cluelessness. And so it's been a learning experience. It's not been that long since he's passed, and I feel like I've already failed quite a bit. But I feel like the improvements we're making are good ones. So I don't know how many of these I'm going to do. Might be that I do 3 and realize that it's, not something that I actually want to do. But in my spare time, I like to watch different channels on YouTube of different farms around the United States, and a lot of them are family farms, just like what we've got, and I find enjoyment in it. So, this is for me and my family, but if somebody else out there finds some enjoyment, or gets, maybe even some knowledge or something like that from this, hopefully it'll help somebody. We'll see. If not, I have a feeling it will help me and my family. Maybe not next week, but 15 years from now, 20 years from now, could be neat for some of my family to look back on. But that kind of brings me to where I'm standing now. So we're in the middle of doing a project with North Carolina Soil and Water Conservation. And we are right here on the New River in Ashe County, North Carolina. And so you don't want all this dirty water from rainwater from up here where the cows have been washing down right in the river. So we're working on a project of fencing out little branches and putting in these waters like you see here. We drilled a well a couple months ago, and there was we used to be a dairy back years ago. Stopped milking in early 80s, I believe, late 70s. And it was actually my grandmother that got us out of the dairy business. That was always a good story my grandfather liked to tell. One of the neighbors up here had a good herd of Hereford cows, and they had been talking about getting away from dairy and moving into the beef side of things. And she went to the gas station up here one day, and she ran into him, and he had a trailer load full of Hereford cows that he was wanting to sell. He was on his way to the market with them. She said, you know what? I'll just buy them right now. So she bought the first cows that we had at a gas station. But, we are not, some of these farms that you see on YouTube and Peacock. We're not Yellowstone. We're not anything like that, but we do have, we're just as proud of our place as those people are, for sure. And like I said, we don't have a ton. We're in the process of growing what we do have. When Dad passed, we had a lot of old cows that had just gotten real old, and I wanted to kind of hit the reset button. Me and him had talked about doing that before he passed, and so when he passed, I thought, I want to know absolutely everything I can possibly know about my herd. And at the time, I knew pretty much everything, but I was still, like I said before, pretty clueless on, what all was going on, even though I was here. So we kind of hit the reset button and bought some new bred heifers, and those girls have started calving. They started calving about a month ago, maybe. Got some couple young cows up there that I did keep over from the last herd. Today is April 20th. No, today is the 15th, April 15th, 2024. And last week we did get a new bull. Bought it from a pretty reputable guy that I know here in the area that has real good cattle, and so we're excited about him. Everything's kind of over on the other side over here, though. I'll drive over there and show those to you if you care to see. But maybe, like I was saying, there are future family members. Maybe you might like to see what the herd that we started with this second go round. Maybe you might want to see what those look like. So I'll be with you here in just a moment. But like I was saying before about the soil and water project, back here behind me, you kind of see where our well is. Drilled the well right up there by the barns there. My family was pretty old school in the way they did things, and not that there's anything wrong with that at all, but if we ever needed water for anything at all, we just got it right out of the river with buckets. And that's not going to dirty up the river, just using water from the river. But having the cows down in the water, that does dirty it up. These barns that you see back here behind me, hopefully whenever our future generation is here running this place and hopefully watching these videos, maybe. So those barns were built in 1935, and one day we'll go in there and check those out. There's lots of cool stuff going on inside of those. Down here is some of our new younger cows. There's one or two in here that are cattle left over from the herd that we had before. And here comes our new little bull. He's not a very old guy. He's not too awful old. He was born in November of 22, I believe. I'm going to give these girls some grain here, and hopefully you can watch with me. Maybe. So we are in the middle of getting ready to redo a bunch of fence. Lots of projects going on right now between new cattle, new projects, new waterers, new fence, and new calves that we're going to go down here and look at. So we've had lots of calves, just like any other cattle farmer in America. You have calves all the time, but due to our recent, unfortunate past year or two, these are special. It kind of symbolizes a new start for us and new venture, a new chapter, if you want to say that. So here's some of these little guys. These are real first warm day of spring. Today's about 72, 73. And so we've got flies popping up all over the place today. There's a couple more down here. So this red steer calf here, he was at one of the white face cows that we've got up here. And he's a bull, or he's out of the bull that we sold from before. Everything else was bred when I didn't go. Everything else was bred when we got them. They weren't bred to some big crazy big thing, because they were just heifers. So, but for first calf heifers, they don't seem to be too bad. And knock on wood, there's 2 more to go, and so far we've not had any issues whatsoever with calving, so that's a blessing. So you see, I'm not a videographer. I took that video down there a little while ago of me putting some grain out before I went back to town, and thought, I just want to see how stupid I do sound doing this. Once I got into the truck, and I had zoomed in on that calf's face and never zoomed out. So all you saw was a good chunk of my beard pretty much the entire time, which is not what you want to see. But like I've said a couple times, this little thing that I'm thinking about doing here is not for any kind of attention that I'm seeking from other folks necessarily. Is just kind of a video diary, if you want to call it that. Hang on just a second. There we go. Just a way of documenting what's going on here, so I can share it with family down the line. But hopefully in the midst of doing that, maybe somebody will find some enjoyment in it. Maybe not. It's not about money or followers or anything like that for me or my family anyway, so if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I will take you all along with me. Sometimes, you've only got 2 hands, and sometimes it's going to be hard to do some of the things that I need to do and be able to hold a phone and show you what's going on. But maybe a little short clip here and there of new projects and new tasks going on around here. Maybe I'll be able to share some of that with you. We've got fertilizing coming up here in about a week. Probably should have already done it, but like I said, well, actually I think I had to cut a part out due to being zoomed in on my nose. But I'm a school teacher during the day, and my wife's also a school teacher. My sister's a school counselor, and my brother-in-law is a state park ranger. So So, we don't have the time to be here constantly. I'm here about every day, but like right now, I haven't really been home today since leaving for school, and it's 7:30. But you do what you've got to do, and that's just part of it. We're not really, at this point, we're not making much money at all. Maybe anything. But, it's the simple fact of, just getting to call this place ours. Once I get out here on the road, I'll kind of give you all a little quick show of it as I drive by so you can see kind of what our barns look like from the road. They are pretty old, like I was saying before. They were built in 1935. Gotta say goodbye to the ant. So here's the place here. It does, venture out to other places other than here, but as you drive by, this is kind of the view you get of us. You kind of see some more of our projects going on down there with the soil and water. But I'll leave it at that. I think I am going to enjoy kind of documenting some of this stuff, because I've had so many questions that, my dad would have been the perfect person to answer those questions, and I thought of the questions too late. And so now I'm learning it on my own, with my sister beside of me and my wife beside of me and brother-in-law, and we're gonna figure it out ourselves and hopefully be here to answer questions for the next generation that we get to have. And hopefully you all can find some enjoyment in some of these quick little short videos. And if not, that's the glorious thing about YouTube. You can just watch something else. But I appreciate you watching. Again, this is Rich Hill Farms, and we appreciate it. Thanks.